What's up, what's up, what's up? What's going on, my fellow truckers? How y'all doing today? Put this down somewhere. Feel like holding it. It's everybody's day. What's today? Wednesday. Wednesday the 19th, boy. Man, I've been trying to make a couple videos. I made one last Friday, and I've been in the process of getting a new phone. The phone I have only has 16 gigs, and it's actually a loaner phone. The phone I did have, the batteries kept dying on it a few months ago, and this was my mother-in-law's phone, and it only has 16 gigs. I just haven't, other things come before getting a new phone in this moment, especially, you know, priorities, baby. When you have kids, you have a family, you got rent that's due, you got goals that you're trying to meet, and a phone is not on high priority list. You know, as long as this phone makes phone calls, I can go on Google Maps to see certain places and, you know, watch some videos on YouTube while I'm out there. I'm good with it. Text message, stuff like that. But you know, the new phone will come. The new phone will come. But I'm just going to give an update on the last couple weeks. I tried to make one last Wednesday. The phone wouldn't upload because I didn't have enough memory. I ended up going and getting an SD card on Saturday when I got home. And just switched everything over to the SD card, so it freed up some space. But it's still not where I need it to be. But so last week was a good week up till Wednesday. I ended up getting 2 flat tires on my drive, both on the same side. Just different axles. One was the outside axle on the front, and the other one was the inside axle tire on the second set. And I didn't even realize it. I was driving all the way up from Miami, Pompano Beach, and I got to Palatka, was waiting in line. You know, they were doing their shift change, and a driver just came and knocked on my door and was like, "Hey, you got a flat?" And pardon me. Bless me. Thank you, Lord. And so I go out, and I actually had 2. And it wasn't like it was a blowout or anything. It was just, you know, when the air is no longer sealed to the rim. The rubber's not sealed to the rim. It was one of those. And then I just happened to see, you know, I just happened to hit the rest of them, and the other one was kind of losing air. So I was fortunate enough to where like I said, I'm always at that account. And we have that account. Cypress has that account. So they have a yard jockey that goes around, and he will have trailers loaded. So I just went inside. I asked them if I could drop the trailer, because you're not allowed out at those places. Once you're in the truck and you're in the loading bay, you can't get out. There was a guy that got ran over by a forklift there years ago and got killed. I don't know if it was at that location or the Silver Grove, Kentucky one. But yeah, they don't play that. So they came out and they actually unhooked my trailer and everything. And I drove to where the security gate was, and within like about an hour, Cypress sent one of their own guys down with a trailer full of tires. They put 2 brand new tires on there. Took them about, you know, 20-30 minutes. By the time he was done, I went. My trailer was already loaded, hooked up, strapped down, and I was ready to go. So I basically only lost about an hour. Maybe an hour and a half. So, and the thing with that was, you know, those are things that we face being out here. You know, flat tires, blowouts, you know, loaders taking forever, shippers taking forever, the same thing, consignees taking forever to unload you, traffic, accidents, especially accidents not even on your side of the highway. You got the rubberneckers on the other. You know, these are just things that, you know, when you sign up to be a truck driver, you know, initially you might not, you know, think about those things going in, but those things definitely are a common occurrence, and they can be frustrating, especially when, you know, you're racing against your clock. So, but I just try to keep a cool level head. I would just, I made a worst case scenario type of plan, and it didn't have to go to that. So I was blessed to be able to get out of there and still start, driving to my destination, get some time, use some of the time that I had left. And then Thursday was good because I got to talk to my brother and sister, man, and I haven't talked to them in a while. Like, we're close and everything. I love my brother and sister, but we're adults. We all have families. We all have jobs. They still live back in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, and so it's not so often that we get to talk because of our busy schedules and stuff. But I got to talk to both of them. Had amazing conversation. And it just brightened up the rest of the week, even though, like I said, I didn't really let the flat tires, bother me. I wasn't stuck on the side of the road. I wasn't in the middle of nowhere. Like, I was in like a perfect place for it to happen. And if it was to happen, and it got resolved, and I got to move on, and and I just say, stuff happens as truck drivers. Guilty says, "Oh, that's trucking, right?" That's what they say. That's trucking. I like when he says it. It makes me laugh every time, because it's true. You go through these things as a truck driver, and if you're the type that you let every little thing bother you, then you're just gonna have a bad day. You're gonna have a bad time You're gonna have a long day behind that wheel, just frustrated. But if you can just keep a cool and level head, not saying all the time, sometimes, you got to let your frustrations out and everything else. But at that moment, I just try to stay as cool, calm. There's nothing I could do but get the tires fixed. So why am I going to get upset? Me getting upset, me getting angry is not going to make the tire people, speed to come fix me. It's not going to make my tires miraculously fill up with air. And, so I'm not, if I can avoid creating an atmosphere I don't need, and that's what I try to do, especially out here. There's enough frustrations throughout the day. Like I said, with traffic and all that other stuff. Wrong, street addresses, things like that, You miss your exit or you miss your turn and you got to drive miles down the road. Things like that, are annoying, especially after you've been driving all day. So, that's how last week went. Had an amazing time with my family and my church family. My wife and I were over our young adults ministry at church. We went to King's. We went bowling. Had a great time. If you're ever in the Orlando area, hit me up. You're looking for a place to worship, or you're just stopping through and, throw you a home-cooked meal or something. You never know. But that was the weekend. Had Sarasota on Monday. So I left out Monday morning around 3:45, and then, like I said, this whole time I've always been in Florida and southern Georgia, and then my PeopleNet was acting up, my tablet, another, frustration. And that one was really annoying because it was acting up for about 2 weeks, and I was down in Miami the week before last week. And, I'm trying to send an empty call or a loaded call, and I'm typing in the numbers, and it cuts me back out. Every screen I went in, it kept cutting me back out. And I called PeopleNet, and they said it was an actual tablet error. It wasn't software, because he was checking everything on his end. He walked me through everything, and everything on his end was fine. But it was an actual tablet. It was just a bad tablet. So they didn't schedule me to go anywhere to get it fixed. So I just kind of was dealing with it. It worked when it wanted to. It kept my hours. It kept everything like that. It was just trying to send messages. It would kick me back out of the messages and stuff, which, you need to send your empty so you can get your new dispatch summary. So this week, I went to Sarasota. From Sarasota, went to Palatka. And then Palatka, they shot me to Jacksonville. Dropped off Tuesday morning in Jacksonville. Then they had me head over to the headquarters, the terminal. And they were like, "Oh, we're going to get your PeopleNet fixed." So I'm thinking they're just going to swap out the tablets, because that's all it was. Like, the docking station was fine. So I thought, it was charging everything. Because I would take the tablet off the charging stand and it was still doing the same thing. So I didn't think it was the actual docking station because it was still acting up, because it was one of those that you could pop off. It wasn't the Qualcomm, it's the new, it was like an Android tablet. And so I sat there talking to a couple of the other drivers, and probably like 2 hours, he said they had to redo the whole thing. And so now I got this old school one, and it comes with the an actual keyboard. So I had the one that was just, you know, you could dock. This one you can't take off. So I mean, it's still the same function, it's still PeopleNet, but it's not a Trimble. I don't think it's just an old school PeopleNet, I guess. So I'm starting to have to work through, like, because it doesn't function the same way the other one did, but I'm starting to learn it now. And then they shot me from Jacksonville. Where did I go yesterday? I went from Jacksonville to I was supposed to go to where did I pick up? Man, it's crazy sometimes. You can hardly even remember where you went. Everything seems like it's a blur. I was empty in Jacksonville. Oh, shot to Savannah, Georgia, to USG, to the gypsum plant. Picked up a preloaded trailer when I was going from Savannah. Once I got to Savannah, I only had like, I want to say like 5 hours left, if that. And I was supposed to be going to Savannah, Tennessee. So I was like, oh snap, they're actually sending me out farther. I was like, all right. And it was actually to a place I went to with TMC before, Clayton Homes. So I left this morning, like 3:30 this morning, started driving, so I could get through Atlanta, try to beat all that traffic. I actually hit a little bit of it because I got through Atlanta by, because I could only make it, I was like 40 miles outside of Macon on 16. And got through Atlanta around 6:30, and I was driving through, and they were sending me all these messages. And like I said, I'm still trying to learn this one, the way the messages were. So I pulled over. They sent me like 4 messages at a time. It was super confusing. Like some of their stuff, like the way they worded it, it was hard for me to understand. I actually had to call my dispatcher and just to get some clarification. So I'm glad I pulled over, because I was headed all the way up to Savannah, Tennessee. In actuality, where I was 30 miles from our Tennessee down in Pittsburgh. I'm in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee right now. Where I had driven through Alabama, through the mountains on 35, crossed over the Tennessee River, and I pulled over at this Dairy Queen gas station type thing. And I looked, and then she was like, nah, you got to come to the terminal, drop that load. Someone else is going to take it, and you'll pick up at the USG plant down in Bridgeport, Alabama. And that's where I picked up, and then I sat there for about 2 hours today, 2.5, maybe even 3. I finally got loaded. I had about an hour and a half left, and I just got to the first Loves off of 24. And that's where I'm sitting now, outside of Pittsburgh, South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. So I didn't mean to ramble this long about, but you know, just some of the frustrations you deal with out here as a trucker, and you know, you're constantly looking at your clock. And but all in all, man, it's been a blessed 2 weeks. I just been trying to stay level-headed and keep my calm, keep my composure. Just, you know, I'm trying to have a good day out here, man, because it's the worst thing to be mad or angry and you're just driving down the road. Just it makes up for a long time. So if you're new out here, you know, try not to let those little things, you know, get to you. Try to, you know, just breathe to shake it off. You know, call somebody that's going to be able to calm you down or whatnot, or just scream in the truck. Sometimes I just let it all out in the truck. I try not to let, you know, a loader, a shipper, or a consignee see my frustration when I get to them. Whether how mad I was before, I try to just let all my I try to listen to something like an interview or a podcast while I'm riding to try to keep my mind off of it. But yeah, it's been a cool and an eventful last, you know, week and a half, 2 weeks. So I'm headed to North Carolina tomorrow. Going to get up around 3:30 and start driving. And then they'll probably start sending me back south towards Florida so I can get back home by Friday. But yeah, I just wanted to update. I wish I had the other videos. The other videos, I was walking around. I was showing where I was at. Right now, I'm just at a truck stop in the mountains. A truck stop I'm sure a million of y'all have slept at. Mile marker 158 on 24 in Tennessee. So, but Lord, let me just pray. Lord, I just thank you. I give you the honor. I give you the glory. I just ask you to touch whoever's heart comes onto this video and listens to these videos. I pray whatever they're going through, that you intervene, that you intercede, and that you make yourself evident in their lives, whether they believe in you or not, because you believe in them. You created them, and you love them unconditionally. And I pray that you release your love to them, you release your peace, your joy. Just the fruits of the Spirit be in abundance in their life. I pray, Lord, that you keep them level-headed while they're out here on the road, that they make smart decisions. I decree that, their frustrations don't get the best of them, that they can, find a source, find an outlet to release their frustrations, their anger, their discomfort in a healthy manner, Lord, that they don't do anything to hurt anybody else or hurt themselves in the process. Keep them safe as they travel over these highways and byways. Keep them alert. Let them be wise if they're tired, that they pull over and take a power nap, that they don't try to push the envelope. There's nothing that we're hauling out here that is more important than our lives. And I know we got to make money. You know we got to make money. You know we have families, we have bills, we have things that the money needs to take care of in our lives, but we can't take care of those things if we're no longer living. So I pray for your wisdom to be instilled in each and every one of the drivers that is running across America, Canada, Mexico, the whole world, but it's more personal, these highways and byways of the United States of America, because these are the same roads that I drive. And I pray that, I continue to just be a voice, that I just let my light shine, which is your light shining through me, and that I'm here if anybody else wants to talk, Lord, that you be a magnet and draw them to this channel. May they rest well, may they get the rest that they need, and may they wake up feeling ready to tackle these roads. I pray all these things in my Savior, my Lord and Savior's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Y'all be blessed. I'll talk to y'all on the flip side. Like I said, if y'all want to get in contact with me, humblej37@gmail. You can throw me your number. You can shoot me an email. We can talk. Y'all stay blessed out there. Much love to all of y'all. Keep trucking. Keep it righteous, and I'll walk a narrow path. Peace.